How are you investing your time? Angela, tell us the first thoughts about this today.
Well, the thought came about because we were talking about the fact that people are dying in our lives and that we are like, I am now the oldest surviving member on my father's side of the family. That's, that's a pretty big step in identity and all sorts of things. And I came across this beautiful poem, which we will have alongside this video, which is all about make use of the time that you have. Don't waste it. Don't, and it was, it says here, I feel like a child who won a pack of candies. At first, he ate them with pleasure, but then he realized that there was little left. He began to taste them intensely. I have no time for endless meetings where the statutes, rules, procedures, and internal regulations are discussed, knowing that nothing will be done. I no longer have the patience to stand absurd people who, despite their chronological age, have not grown up. And it goes on. It's just, my time is too short. And we are both very much invested in living a full and meaningful life, right?
Very powerful. Thanks very much. I did have a conversation with myself about a year ago. I said, well, I'm making this big move. How, if things went really well, and probably this is a question to you if you're listening to us, how would I best invest my time for the rest of my 20, 30 years? Because it's pretty unfair. We don't even know how much time we have left.
Hmm.
And I realized I need to teach and educate the most I can, because then I will be fulfilled at the time to go. And I did have, yes, a traumatic few years before where I lost most of the senior members of my family. So I have changed my relationship to death in some ways. But what could you tell us, Angela? What is your approach now?
The one thing that I did last week is I resigned from a position that is no longer giving me joy in a worthy cause, but I have done it for a long, long time, and I just needed to decide that I want to spend my time on other things. Like my book, for example, writing my book. So there are all sorts of things that came out of that. I mean, I find it amazing how one event can change the trajectory of somebody's life. And I don't know, whoever's listening, if you really notice these moments and you make a conscious choice, something good can really come out of this. Something that, like you've stepped up in a totally different way. Your life has changed because of the realization that you had, right?
Yes, thanks very much. And maybe that we could have that as a challenge for listeners. Have a look at your life with fresh new eyes and set new priorities. Most people live repeating the old priorities. I remember my dad, who finally, at the age of probably 45 or 50, has been able to build this house for a family. But we, the kids, we didn't want to live with him. That's one thing. The other thing, that we were grown up. There was no need. He's been still chasing something that he could not produce in time. So come back to the present and look at now your life and set new priorities, maybe new goals, and then make it worthwhile, because you're running out of time. Any last thoughts from you?
Well, I like this, eat your candies with pleasure. And just remember, if you ate them really quickly and there are not that many left, really savor them. But then again, we never know. I mean, it's like I'm going to quote what's his name? Life is like a box of chocolates,
Mm.
What's his name? Um, yeah, everybody knows him,
Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump, exactly. So let's make the most of it. And then share with us what kind of things are you deciding to live for? What's really important?
Love it. Share it below and we'll start a discussion. See you soon.